up, YouTube world? It's your boys, Roasted, the channel. And as you can see, the greatest co-host in the world is back, John Cena.
Wait, what? No, what? What is this?
Uh-oh.
Get this.
What are you doing?
Crap
Oh, God.
Here.
Cena now.
Just because he got over 100 views, you can just take my spot.
Yeah, that's what he said, man.
Too cool for me now.
Cena was too cool for you.
Get out of here.
Look, everybody. Adrian's back.
I want 100 views.
Yeah, hopefully we get him on this video. For the first time ever, we are going to bring to you a new episodic series. And this series is called Roasted's Wrestling Talk. We're going to get into a lot of the wrestling news, a lot of things bugging us with wrestling right now. We're going to break this stuff down for you, and we're going to bring it to you hard hitting. This is going to cover everything that we can find. New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW, NXT, WWE, Raw, SmackDown, your mama's house, your daddy's house, your grandma's house. Wherever there's wrestling, we're going to try to find it, and we're going to cover it.
Did you say episodic?
I did.
Is that a word?
I hope so. If not, it kind of seems stupid.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anyway, this is the new series that we're gonna go with. Roasted's Wrestling Talk. Let's get on the roll. So I got a bunch of nice stuff on this beautiful piece of paper right here. I'm gonna read a topic. We're gonna cover that topic. And there we go.
Got you.
How do you feel about that?
Dude, this is good.
This is good stuff, right?
Good stuff.
As you can see, the green screen has made it back into the lovely, lovely frame, as you can see. I'm going to be putting some dope stuff up on there, so stay tuned. If there's any artists out there that want to get their pictures up here, send me something. Send me something on Roasted, 9809 on Instagram. Right now, it should be scrolling down with all our social media. Oh, man, there it goes. All right, cool. All right, the first thing we're going to cover, EC3 was seen talking to Chris Jericho. Do you think he's going to sign with AEW since he's been having a lot of issues with WWE?
I think he should sign with AEW, to be honest with you. I think he's kind of a waste of talent at WWE.
He's a hella waste of talent. Other than NXT, what did he do?
Yeah, he hasn't done any, well, even in NXT, he didn't really do anything either. Like, usually when they bring people to NXT, they do a good job of showcasing them, and then they move, at that time when they're moving people up. But EC3 didn't do nothing.
Nope.
And I thought for sure once, because who was he before EC3? What was he in WWE? He was a part of he was a part of NXT before, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was EC3. He was Evan Carter III. That's what
I thought he had a different name.
No, I'm pretty sure it's EC3.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Either way, when he went to TNA, he became a pretty big star. He was huge. He's really good on the mic.
And they didn't even let him talk.
Yeah, they didn't even let him do anything. So, like, when I look at his character from when he was in TNA, if you take that and put it with AEW, maybe have him join the Inner Circle, whatever, dude, he's like perfect for that.
Yeah, he is. He would be a good fit for really anything. I don't know. They said that he had an attitude backstage, but is that really something that keep you off that long?
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't get... WWE does Vince McMahon in general does a weird job of some wrestlers will do something and it's okay, and then when another wrestler does it, they're in the doghouse forever.
Yeah, forever.
Like Titus O'Neil was suspended because he was jokingly grabbing Vince McMahon and telling him ladies first to go through the door. Yeah. That's silly. He was in the doghouse for a long time.
For a long time for that. Do you feel like EC3 may have been one of those guys WWE signed just so other companies couldn't have him anymore because they saw the potential that he could have had, and they're like, no, you can't. We can't let you have that, so we're going to scoop it up, even though we're not going to use him, but there's nobody else who can have that talent right now.
I mean, I guess, but, then you start having all these backstage issues. Look at the Revival. Yeah. Again, now it came out again that they don't want to be there.
They want to be released.
And I think that's what WWE, you might be right, WWE, no, we're not going to let you go because you're just going to sign with AEW. Yeah. And then everyone's going to go, hey, Revival's on AEW, so let's go watch that. And WWE doesn't want that. But what you're really doing is just hurting the product to me.
Well, not only that, but at this point, WWE seems content to even let people just stay home as long as they're under contract.
I know.
You're so paying weird. People to literally not work. Because when's the last time you saw EC3 or the Revival? It's been quite a while, and they're still getting paid. They're under contract.
And I feel bad for the guys like Revival and EC3 for speaking out on it. Because they could just stay home and get cash and check and be like, oh, whatever. I mean, I'll just chill at home and get my money.
Yeah, they don't
but because they're like, look, I really want to be on TV. I want to perform.
Yeah.
Like I want, you know what I mean? And it's like I feel bad for those guys.
Well, staying home doesn't help your brand because everything that you do is your brand.
Exactly.
EC3 is the brand. Revival is the brand.
That's a good point.
And if you're not doing anything and you're just sitting at home, you're basically not sponsoring your brand. There's nothing for you to do. You're literally just. I know you're collecting a paycheck, but there's gonna be nothing after that paycheck. So
and wrestling is hard now. Like when you're gone for a long time and you finally do get to leave. Usually what happens is like they let you go and you were kind of a big name and you were able to leave and you go into a new show and it's huge news.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what, this guy's over here or whatever. If WWE doesn't put you on TV for a long time, you're just chilling. Like you said, you're not being able to show the brand and what you can do. And then you just disappear for a while. Then you sign. It's not a big deal.
it's not.
So it's just like, dude, you're messing up that person's career.
They really are. Do you think EC3 signs with AEW, New Japan, goes back to TNA or Ring of Honor?
I could see him going back to TNA.
You see him going back to TNA?
Yeah,
not even looking at AEW?
I mean, he'd probably look at AEW, but I think he's got like a fan base in TNA. They know what he can do there. They would probably showcase him better there. And maybe he just, I mean, look, he's familiar with the brand there.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to make more sense, but I mean, if AEW was to snag him, it'd be a good pickup.
It would be a good pickup, whoever gets him, as long as they utilize him correctly. I mean,
it makes me sad because I know like JP's not a fan, and you weren't like a fan at first or whatever. But like, if you don't get a chance to see him wrestle, how do you know if you can even be a fan of that person to begin with?
Yeah, you can never become a fan if you never see them.
Yeah, like John, you know, it's not JP's fault, but he never really saw him in TNA. Then he comes over to WWE, and then you're kind of like, oh, this guy seems lame because they're not showcasing him properly. So it's like, oh, well, I don't care about him. It's not his fault.
Yeah, that's just like Matt Riddle, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
JP's never seen Matt Riddle wrestle, and he hates Matt Riddle.
Yeah, he hates Matt Riddle. They almost look alike too.
That was a good first topic. Let's go on to our second topic. Goldberg was on SmackDown, and they looked Goldberg in the eye, and they said, "Who's next?" Before Goldberg could even get some words out, he said, "I want to challenge for the Universal title." Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse interrupts. He's like a newscaster. He says, "This is going to be a bad idea for you, Goldberg." Goldberg versus The Fiend at Super Showdown. Do you give Goldberg the title? Is this a good... Let's start with, how do you feel about it first?
Okay, so I, on the way to your house, I saw this.
Yeah.
So when I parked, I had already had it on my phone, waited until I got here, parked, and I watched it real quick. And that was a horrible segment. And not because of The Fiend.
It wasn't good.
But was Brock Lesnar literally reading a teleprompter?
You mean Goldberg?
What actually?
You said Brock Lesnar, but it's
Goldberg. I'm sorry. Brock. What? Goldberg. It looked like he was reading off of a prompter.
Yeah, his eyes were so focused.
It was
on one
so
thing,
weird. Well, just the way he was taught, the conversation didn't flow.
Yeah.
The Fiend was fine because he doesn't need a problem. Bray Wyatt can come up with stuff, and it's gonna be good. Goldberg not so much, but it was just I thought his last match with Ziggler was I didn't want to go out the way I did against Undertaker because it was a really bad performance.
It was horrible.
And he knew it was. Yeah. He was like, that's not how I want to be remembered. So they gave him the Dolph Ziggler thing. He beat him. It was fun. It was short. So I'm like, okay, that's it. And now we're going to get him versus The Fiend. I just don't. Look, and I'm a Goldberg fan.
Yeah.
I've always liked Goldberg.
I love Goldberg.
Even when people are like, oh, he sucks. He can only do 6. I was like, I don't care. He's still great. Yeah. But, bro, I don't want to see this. I just don't want to see it no more. I thought it was over. I thought he was retired.
I don't either.
And he always goes, what's with Super Showdown that these legends have to wrestle there? What contract do they have?
There's got to be something with the Saudi Arabia audience that they want these legends to go over there. Because I know half their roster is so against it, half the roster's for it, that you're losing out on people that want to go over there. So you're pulling these legends back, and also
getting huge paydays.
Yeah, you're getting not only that, but the legends are getting a lot of money for it. And on top of it, the Saudi Arabia audience knows these legends more than they probably know some of the other shows.
See, and I think we have to stop looking at that show like it's for us. That show's not for us.
It's not for us at all.
We watch it because we love wrestling, but that's not. We're not their audience over there. Yeah. It's a different audience.
It's a way different audience.
It makes sense, but it's just oh my god. It's the same thing. But he better not win.
That's the next one. Is it a good move on WWE's part to let Goldberg win and take the title off the Fiend before WrestleMania?
No, that'd be so weird. Plus, no one loses their titles at Super Showdown.
No, I don't.
Is that what it's called?
I think didn't Bray or the Fiend win the title from Seth Rollins on one of those shows?
No, no, not at that show.
It was one of the Saudi Arabia shows, I thought. Yeah, because it was one of the Saudi Arabia shows. Because that's when
that their first match, and then
no, that was the Hell in a Cell was the first match, and they redid it for the Saudi Arabia show so they could give it to the Fiend.
Are you serious?
I think that's what it was for.
I can't even remember.
Yeah,
but no, I don't want to.
You don't want to see Goldberg with the title,
maybe, and plus, I doubt that match is even very long.
You don't want to see Goldberg versus Roman for the title at WrestleMania.
No, heck no.
Because remember, they powered the Fiend up so much it's hard to beat him. You need somebody like a Goldberg, a superhero, a unstoppable force to beat him. This is why I'm thinking Goldberg wins, is because you needed a force like this to beat the Fiend. Do you let him win?
No, I don't like the match before Dolph Ziggler, he fought gosh, why do I keep getting the name? He fought Brock Lesnar, lost, then fought the Undertaker and lost.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. You're not that guy no more, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's true.
I'm sorry, but you're not.
Yeah, they definitely need to keep the belt on the Fiend.
Yeah, and I don't want to see a legend again. When we talked about the Royal Rumble, I was against Edge winning,
which is horrible.
I just don't want to see a legend take the spot of a young upcoming star.
Which I get that point, but just to see some of these legends come back, man, it's really. It's good for him to come back.
Yeah, I want to see him in a match,
like him to come back
for the title.
Exactly. Let him come back. Let him have a match. Give him a storyline. Put him somewhere with something that's not title related, or winning the Royal Rumble, or the main event WrestleMania, where you're taking away from your younger stars.
Plus, and I know it shouldn't matter, but something about a legend coming back and he just gets a title shot. It drives me insane.
Isn't that just weird?
It just drives me, but I don't know why. And I know it's not real, and I get it. It's for money, but that drives me bananas.
It does. I mean, that's not the first time either, because Brock Lesnar came back, got a title shot. Goldberg came back the first time, got a title shot against Brock. So, I mean,
it's just so weird. Like, why?
That's why what they're doing with Edge right now, having him face Randy Orton. Love it.
Yeah. Oh no, that's perfect.
That's beautiful. Love the story. Love the emotions a part of that.
It's
probably the best story right now.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, just giving him a title, giving him a title match. I know you want him to wrestle somebody soft, which Bray Wyatt is pretty soft. He's a pretty easy wrestler. He's not going to hurt Goldberg. But really, for the title?
No, I'm not feeling it.
Like, you couldn't have just attacked Bray Wyatt and have a non-title match against Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend?
I don't even want to see a non-title. I feel like especially at a pay-per-view, if the champion's wrestling, it's got to be for the title. I don't want to see the title. That just seems weird. Because if he wins, then it's like, okay, well, he should get a title match.
Yeah, because after he wins, he's going to get a title match. Yeah, I don't want to see it either. I think it's going to be...
That match is probably going to suck.
The match is probably going to be quick, like you said. Either he wins or he loses, but it's going to be quick. There's no way you can draw it out. And it's on Super Showdown, which those shows have been not the best at all.
It's going to be funny if, like, the Fiend needs, like, some kind of weird interference to beat him. That would be hilarious.
Oh, good Lord. If they do a wacky finish with the Fiend
yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Stupid. All right, so we had a couple injuries on the last NXT. Adam Cole was in the ring against Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream did return to NXT. Yeah, he went to the top. He came down. He hit Adam Cole in the back of the head with an elbow or something, and Adam Cole got his head split open. 3 staples, and he might be on concussion protocol. They're saying he should be fine. He shouldn't miss any in-ring performance. But how scary is that when Adam Cole even remotely looks like he gets hurt, since he's been almost carrying NXT for the past couple months?
Yeah, I don't... Oh, man. It's probably because he's my favorite wrestler, so it makes me sad, but a head injury is always really scary.
Yeah, it is always scary. Even if it's just a slight cut, it's bad.
Yeah, especially in wrestling, it's just... I don't know, it's tough. I mean, we've seen guys come back from crazy head injuries, but, you need a lot of time off.
Yeah.
And especially with WrestleMania coming up, I hate to see top performers get hurt and not being in. Because AJ Styles is another one. He's hurt, and I'm super scared he won't be able to wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially because it's Adam Cole, I'm just oh gosh, please just hopefully they just take it easy with him. Don't really have him do too much.
Well, he's got the match at NXT Portland, which that's gonna if he has to lose that. That's going to be crazy.
Is that against Tommaso?
Against Tommaso.
Oh.
Which brings up another point. So not only does he get hurt on the last segment of NXT, but Tommaso Ciampa's knee, they say it was his ankle. So Kyle O'Reilly was on the ring apron. Tommaso Ciampa was on the outside. Kyle O'Reilly jumps off the ring apron. Tommaso Ciampa jumps up with his flying knee. Lands really weird. And then you can just tell instantly, boom, he's hurt. He's limping. He's sitting there. He's favoring his knee. And it's his surgically repaired knee.
That's the worst.
But they're saying it's his ankle. So at this point, if you lose Tommaso Ciampa again before the title match with Adam Cole, do you never give him the title again because he's injury prone?
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen to Dolph Ziggler. I don't know, man. If it's his surgically repaired knee, how do you? I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. That's tough. It sucks too because he's such a huge star, and we all love him.
That's a tough call, especially since he's about. I think he's gonna beat Adam Cole at Portland.
Do you think he's gonna win?
I think he's gonna. Or is it NXT Oregon? I don't know which one it is, but I think he's gonna win and take that title back. I mean, Adam Cole's had it since he's took it from Ciampa, which he never, Ciampa never lost it. But since Ciampa forfeited it, Adam Cole's held that title, and now I think they're gonna put it back on Ciampa.
I mean, maybe. You would think that if they did give it back to Tommaso Ciampa, that means he's all good to go. But it seems kind of with Adam Cole's head injury, and now if it's his knee, I don't want to hear it's his ankle. Because if it was his ankle, he wouldn't have been favoring him.
He was favoring his knee, and you could see him adjusting the brace and everything
so
on the outside.
I don't know, man. But at the same time, because it's wrestling, like how much of it is a work?
And that's what I thought at first. I thought maybe this was a work, but when you re-see it, and you see him favors the whole match. Even when he comes in, he starts doing his run and stuff. There's times where he's just like, he's hobbling across. He's good, but is he that good for the whole entire match?
I mean, he might. I mean, maybe that's part of the story, and then he does win it, and it's like that big, with the bum knee, he won the title back. And it's like part of the story.
I hope
you
so.
never know, but you would think if he does win it, he's fine.
Yeah.
Or even if they go into the match and he has a long match because they're probably going to main event, that he should be good to go.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful.
Well, that and his ankle. I mean, if it's his ankle, it shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, no, if it's his ankle, it shouldn't be that bad. But it's just weird when you see someone favoring the knee and then it comes like, it's not to use his ankle. It's like, what?
Yeah. Now, do you think WWE is telling us it's his ankle or Ciampa's telling them it's his ankle so he doesn't miss out in Portland? Like, I really hope he wouldn't do that to risk his career worse, because if you tore your knee, tell somebody, hey, I'm hurt, I can't wrestle. But Ciampa's already missed so much, is he going to be like, no, forget it, it's my ankle, I'm fine.
I mean, you never know, man. I would hope not, too. Bro, if you're going to miss it, but you can recover later, just recover later, bro.
Yeah, just do it later.
You could ruin it, and then you'll never be at the top like that. Like you said, you can... WWE, if you're injury prone, they're not going to give you the title.
No, they're going to take you off. Now we're going to get into our fourth and final segment of this show. And it's something that's been bothering Adrian for about 2 weeks now. John Cena had was he on a show or did he tweet it? I think he was on a show, wasn't he?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Yeah,
was he on a show or did he tweet it?
I might have been a tweet. I think it might have been a tweet or an Instagram post. I can't remember. But John Cena was on some kind of social media on a show, and he came out and said the biggest words he's ever said in his life. And the words were that Brock Lesnar is the best in-ring performer
of all
times. All time.
Why? And he said, okay, so what he's saying is based off of his performance in the Royal Rumble. Okay?
Yeah, his Royal Rumble performance.
That after watching his performance in the Royal Rumble, that cemented him in John Cena's eyes as the best in-ring performer of all times. Yeah. Okay, so first things first, let me just get this out.
Look at it out there, man. Get it out.
When you look at Brock Lesnar in his peak, he might be top 5. No one's ever seen power, size, speed, agility, athleticism, right? All into that huge body.
Yeah, and he he's not bad on the mic. He's not good.
He's not.
But if you keep it short and sweet with him, he can put on a decent promo.
Right. And look at the stuff that he was able to do at his peak. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
From anybody.
So now that that's out of the way, now look at him now. And now he still is a good in-ring performer.
He's still really good.
But he's a good in-ring performer when he wants to be.
Yeah.
Number one. Okay? Now, when I look at the Royal Rumble performance, I'm like, yeah, no, he did stuff.
He did.
Like, he wasn't, because we thought, oh, either he's going to come in, something crazy going to happen, he's going to get thrown out, so he doesn't have to spend a lot of time there. Mm-hmm. We were wrong. But when I look at his performance, I just feel like that's not the performance I look at, and I'm like, oh, man, that's the greatest of all times. Bro, look, I hate to say it. Chris Benoit's performance in the Royal Rumble when he came in at number one. Yeah. Shawn Michaels' performance when he came in at number one.
Yeah, way better.
Ric Flair's performance at the Royal Rumble, which everyone thinks is the greatest Royal Rumble of
all time. Yeah.
Rey Mysterio's performance, the longest anyone's ever been in a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it was almost 62 minutes.
So he's done all these things, all these other huge performances, whether they won it or not. But for some weird reason, Brock Lesnar throwing out a bunch of guys we already knew weren't going to win in the beginning. Yeah. That makes him the greatest in-ring performer of all times? Of all... If you were like, he's the greatest in-ring performer right now, I'd be like, yeah, that's not true. But, okay. But of all times...
All time.
I'm not even mentioning, like, so many other crazy performances.
That's putting him over Shawn Michaels. That's putting him over Triple H. That's putting him over The Rock, Stone Cold. Let's put him over Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins. Let's put him over everybody.
It's because
let's put him over John Cena.
Well, so that's why. That's the other thing that drives me crazy too. I'm not a big John Cena fan, but he was carrying the banner for how long?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say something like that, it like holds weight.
It does.
So, in my personal, I don't think John Cena is really that good of an in-ring performer. I think John Cena is limited in the ring, okay? But he took what he could do and, like, broke through the ceiling with what he can do.
Like, I can see that.
He's limited, but he was able to, what he could do to turn it into something.
Because he had an amazing match with AJ, Kevin Owens. He's had amazing match with John Bradshaw, Layfield. He's had amazing matches.
So because I feel that way about him, I don't think he's really that good in the ring. I don't want to hear you talk about who's the best. You shouldn't be the guy to me. And I know it's his opinion. But it's just like something about when he said, I was just like, and I've been talking about like, why?
You were going off for like 2 weeks.
Because it just like that stuff drives me bananas. I don't know why, but it just does. Like it's just not true.
No, I get it. And like I try to play the devil's advocate all the time. I try to see the other side of things, and I see where he's coming from. I get it. That Royal Rumble performance was great. It did everything we needed it to do. It literally made Drew McIntyre a huge star off of just throwing out Brock Lesnar. It gave us hope that Keith Lee was going to fight him and Braun Strowman was going to put up a match. Everybody who came out, you were like, yeah, let's see him throw this guy on. Let's see. Like, it did what it needed to do. But for you to sit there and set him as the best performer, there's no way. There's no way that he could be the best in-ring performer when he doesn't want to perform. But on the other side of that, you did say when he performs, he's arguably the best. So if he was to perform every single match and he was to put on a match every single night, you couldn't argue that he might be one of the best right now. You can't. So right now, I don't think he's the best, but he's definitely in the top 5. Because, I mean, like you said, if he wrestled every match, if he did the things he did against Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, and you can't say it's because of Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, because he sold beautifully all their moves. He did everything he needs to do.
I think Brock Lesnar underrated seller.
He's very underrated. He's really good because he's so big. So when he actually gets hit by this stuff, he's like he looks hurt.
See how he took the Claymore kick out of the ring? It looked amazing. Yeah.
And it looked like Drew McIntyre kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard. It's hard for me to think that you're the best in-ring performer when it's hard for me to even say he's part-time. He literally wrestles like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah, a year. With the title.
So it just like, I don't know, man. It just like, let's not even talk about his performances in the Royal Rumble. He hasn't had matches like Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. No. Right? He hasn't had matches like, there's so many, bro. I mean, Okada versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah, the handicap.
Like, dude, there's so many matches that have happened recently.
Even Walter versus Tyler Bate, like
yeah, man, there's
five-star
so many.
matches.
Like Adam Cole versus Gargano, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many. So just, I feel like when John Cena said it's like you're like shitting on what other guys do every single week.
Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it.
It just drives me insane.
I see where he's coming from, but it's really stupid for him to say. Because literally when he said it, as soon as he says it, you go, do you know anything about wrestling? Do you watch the...
Yeah,
are you watching the programs?
Exactly.
Are you into wrestling anymore? Like you always sat there and you said, I love John Cena. John Cena is probably one of my all-time favorites. Love John Cena. But when you're sitting there and you're saying this stuff, like you're so far out of the product, and when you were in the product, you talked shit about the people who are out of the product, and they thought they knew it. You talk shit about The Rock and Stone Cold and the guys who weren't wrestling anymore, and they're part-timers, and you're the face of the company, and now that you've moved on, you're going to do the same thing they were doing? It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want to say something about that, say, if he was going to say something about Brock Lesnar being a great in-ring performer, you should have worded it more like, I think Brock Lesnar is one of the best in-ring performers. Not the best, one of the best. Because then this way we've been like, okay, maybe he's talking about in his top 10 bubble that he thinks that Brock Lesnar could be somewhere in the top 10. Which, arguably Brock Lesnar's in at least top 5,
like
top
there's
10.
a debate, now he's in the debate of top.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Brock Lesnar's always been in the talk of greatest in-ring performers. But he's not the great. There's no way he's better than Shawn Michaels. There's no way he's better than The Rock or Triple H. There's no way he's better than these guys who put on matches that were longer. Because even in his prime, his matches were never that super long. I think his longest match was against Kurt Angle where he almost broke his neck.
Yeah, that match was crazy.
But other than that, I mean, his matches were good. And his Eddie Guerrero matches, everything that he had was good matches, but they were never long, memorable matches where you're like, oh, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. You know, so... I don't know.
He can do it, though. Like, for being inside, he can go. And he's not one of those wrestlers like Goldberg, which I like Goldberg and Batista, but the longer they go, the weaker they are.
The stamina.
It's hard for them to pick people up, and Goldberg, dude, he can wrestle for like an hour and do 5 F5s to like the Big Show. Yeah. And it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar's stamina is unlimited.
He's a monster.
And I get that he's the big guy in matches like that. Shouldn't go that long for him because he should be in and out, but I don't know. That's a tough one to swallow, man. Cena's a tough one to swallow.
It bothers me. Cena comes across to me as like the biggest hypocrite sometimes, bro. Like, you were mad at The Rock for leaving and doing movies, but then you went and did the exact same thing.
You left and did movies, and now you're talking about older guys over younger guys, which is what The Rock was doing, which pissed you off in the first place. But now you're doing the exact same thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and there's nothing wrong with retiring from wrestling and moving on.
No, yeah, that's going to eventually happen to everybody.
But why would, like, you talk crap about The Rock, and you literally did it, like, right after. Like, it just doesn't, and I mean, he's not the movie star that The Rock is.
No, he's good, but yeah, he's not going to have that movie star appearance like The Rock.
But, hey, Fast 9 looks good.
Yeah, he's in Fast 9 with The Rock.
You know? Nicole just gave him stink face.
Yeah, because it's Fast 9. There's 9 of these damn things. How fast can you go?
Dude, I hope there's a Fast 50.
Yeah, we'll be 120
Vin
when
Diesel
that
has
comes
like the greatest beard of all time.
He's gonna come out and be like, "I'm so happy that I'm here right now."
And I'd still watch it.
Look at me, I'm so happy. Now I'm gonna be sad.
But yeah, I'm glad I got that off my chest, man.
I'm glad you got it off your chest too. You see how happy I am?
Thank you.
And now I'm gonna be mad at you. See how mad I am?
I want to know what like the fans.
Yeah, drop us a comment. Let us know what you guys think.
Gary, what do you think?
Yeah, let us know what you think about Cena's comments.
Greatest of all times.
Yeah. Is Brock Lesnar the best in-ring performer of all time? You know, if you guys don't think he is, drop us a comment. Maybe Cena will look at it and be like, "Oh shit, I should have said that." Never know. Anything else before we wrap up the first episode of one of the greatest series that you will ever need to watch, and that's Roasted's Wrestling Talk.
Anything? No, man. Just post a picture of Becky Lynch.
Oh, picture of Becky Lynch right there? Okay, well, there we go.
I love you.
Now watch it not work the one time he wants me to post something.
No. It's probably going to be like Finn Balor.
Maybe I'll probably post a picture of Liv Morgan.
She's alright.
Young. And of course, this has been Roasted, the channel's Roasted Wrestling Talk. Maybe we'll change that outro. If you liked it, of course, give us a beautiful thumbs up. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Roasted9809 for Facebook. Roasted9809 on Instagram. The Game 9809 on Twitter. I still have to change that eventually. I'll get off my lazy ass and do it. But I doubt I will. But make sure you follow all those things. Drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. Our last video hit over 140 views. Thank you for that. Got a new subscriber out of it too. Thank you for that also.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing these. You know, numbers to me don't matter right now. You know, I don't care about numbers. I just want to keep doing it with my friends. I love making videos. I think they're fun. If you haven't done so, go check out Cinema Heads. He's hopefully got some new things coming. The World of Cartoon 101.
The World of Cartoon.
Colorado Cartoon?
1, 2, 3.
We really got to get these damn names down.
It.
And Ghostly Panda's channel. Make sure you check out all their good stuff. I'll probably start dropping, when they drop videos, I'll make sure I share them on my Instagram also. Peace, love, hug, and go hug a tree.
Go hug a tree.
And subscribe to Roasted the channel, you ugly monster, you. Subscribe!